Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the UKSA's Better Racing League. I am Lewis Edwards, and I'm going to be taking you through this evening's proceedings, as per usual. Bit of a rushed intro. The drivers readied up a little quicker than I was anticipating, so I had to get the stream on nice and early. Today, we are racing at Monza in Italy. It is a reverse championship grid. A 100% distance race. That'll be the 53 laps of Monza today. And we are going to go immediately into the game. And we're going to see they're on their formation lap just at the end of the third sector. So, a couple of things to note. Reverse championship order. Apart from Manic, who, because he hasn't completed... There is a number, not many races. He completed one race. Starting from the back, because you have to kind of considered to be at that level to go at the back with the very fast boys. But at the same time, haven't proven yourself, so Barks thinks you need people at the back as well. So yeah, Manic is hoping to not disconnect and do most of the race whilst not realising he's disconnected because the game didn't tell him. So we're hoping for that to be fixed, but we're going to get underway very shortly. They build the revs. And away they go. It's a pretty even start. A good one for the McLaren of Tibran though, as they're going reporters straight up into the lead off the start. It's been a great start from the Haas driver into turn one. It's not going to be clean though. I think as Mohsen Razai went for a dive and took out about a few people there. And has taken the lead but is giving positions back now. So reporters it is who leads from Jack Mir. Pat up to third in the Williams. Is Mohsen Razai going to make a move? Not quite. Over to contact. Potro is straight line the chicane. He's going to have to give those positions back. And is now shaping for a move on the inside of Mohsen Razai, who remotely shuts the door in his face. Now with a bit of energy deployment, can Potro make the move on those medium tyres? Jack Mir also on those medium tyres. And yes, that's going to be the move completed. A little bit wide, but gets the move done. So now Hercus Monti is joining the queue to up his position. Overtake his Aston Martin compatriot to the inside. Not quite. Not going to be DRS until lap 3. But it seems as though Hercus Monti has got it, and Potro is slow on the straight as well. Not really sure how Hercus has managed to get... Oh, he's used his ERS the whole way down the straight. Is he going to make the corner? Yeah, just about. Again, almost 3 wide into turn 1. There's a collision. Jack Mir is off, and that's going to be a broken front wing. I think there was definitely some lag involved there. We will get a replay of that at some point. But it's now Hercus Monti up to second place, hunting down reporters. Petit Peretz has also passed Mohsen Razai. Hercus Monti on the exit gets the move. He was 6th a second ago, and now is up to first and into the lead. Hopefully we don't see quite the procession that we saw from Monaco, where he just ran away with it and lapped the field. Let's see if reporters can keep him in check. Jack Mir has now passed Mohsen Razai. Recovering places for that incident, but I think they've both got wing damage. Definitely for Mohsen Razai. You can see the understeer visibly he's experiencing. When we say understeer, we mean the car does not want to turn. It just wants to go straight on, because it's not got the downforce pushing it into the road and giving it more grip. But now Pat's had a bit of a sideways moment on the exit of Alboreto curve and has decided to go into the pits, so clearly some damage or strategic options. But has picked up a 5-second time penalty. Not how to do the pit entry. They're all fairly line astern at the moment. It's Hercus Monty who has escaped DRS now of reporters. That's going to be very important. As we're beginning to see a bit of a DRS train following Potro all the way down to nearly Mohsen Razai. Just need Manic to... Yeah, there we go. Manic has got within the section. Can Jack Mir send one to the inside? Not quite. Potro sets the door well and truly shut there. But has Jack Mir got the exit now? With DRS, Potro obviously not getting that advantage. Not willing to use his battery too much. I don't think Potro is either. Getting very close in the middle of the straight there, but no contact. And Jack Mir, even with what appears to be potentially a slightly broken wing. We've got a yellow flag. Mohsen Razai is out. And that's happened at Ascari. We didn't see what's happened there. We'll try and get you a replay if we can. So yeah, for this week, we have got a little bit of a trial feature where if drivers are streaming and we want to have a look at something that's gone on, we may be able to go and have a little bit of a watch. So we'll pick Hercus Monty for an example here to give it a bit of a test. So if we just switch over to here. It's not quite working. We are getting there. Do that. There we go. Now that is his current point of view at the moment. And we can go back to our own stream. We're going to see if we can search for anybody else. Let's try and get some replays. If Mohsen Razai is streaming or recording, that'd be quite good to see what happened there. So we'll have to see. Not seeing anything in the chat just yet, so I'm going to carry on having a look. Our own account is saying, wow, liking that, mate, great feature. I think that's probably Barks. Hercus Monty sets the fastest lap of the race, down to a 1 minute 24.296, beginning lap 5. Briefly out of deployment available there for Tibran, but it's going to go straight back onto the ERS and to the inside of Jack Mir. Some respectful from those two, and away we go. So it seems like the medium tyre runners are getting shuffled back through the pack at the moment. Jack Mir unable to make a move back to reclaim that position from Tibran, so Tibran will be hoping to escape the DRS if at all possible. It was a good start for Jack Mir, and then had a bit of an incident with Pat. That's what I'm gonna have a quick look through to see if we can ascertain exactly what went on there. It seemed like there was a bit of lag, I have to say, so yeah, we'll see what we can find in terms of that, whilst also keeping one eye on the commentary. And in fact, we're going to go back to Manic, who is heading towards the replay. You can't really see very much, but I will get it up on the screen as we see Manic going for the move now, and Jack is still right behind Tibran, so not been able to escape, but no moves into the first chicane. We are going to go to our fancy replay screen again, and we're going to get a replay of the turn 1 incident on board from Hercus Monty. So 2 into 1 didn't really go. Jack Mir has picked up a penalty and gone off the track in the background and has been passed by Manic. What we can see here is, seems like there's not really any contact here. And then Jack Meir sort of squirrels across. I think there's a bit of lag involved there. And then Pat can't really do much to slow down. And then Jack Meir probably loses his front wing on the board there. And Jack Meir has repassed Manic in the battle that we are going to switch right back to. Up into Ascari with the DRS. So Manic is going to be looking to reclaim that. And Tibran has actually passed Reporters as well. That's something else I have briefly missed. Reporters lost quite a fair bit of time out of the final chicane, not chicane, final corner, the newly renamed Alboreto curve. Not quite able to make a move back on Tibran, who is definitely now looking to run away. Jack Meir not able to make any moves back on Manic though. I'm glad people are loving the replays. Nothing in the driver's chat or the chat from Mosen Reside just yet. Provides us with an update on that retirement, and that is Jack Meir around. That is going to be a broken front wing, surely. Literally cursed from Barks in the chat, who said, "Go on, Jack Meir." A few corners later, he has spun it into the wall. Not quite the result that I think Barks was hoping for there. Very unfortunate. But he hasn't broken the car too much, so we'll live to fight another day. We're on lap 8 now. 53. Oof, that is a harsh penalty for Potro there. Running on board there. Not so sure that was actually outside of the white lines. And what we've seen there, he might be interested in disputing that penalty. Yeah, Hercus is disappeared off up the road at the moment. Tune of 10 seconds. And Tibran, who has now pulled out of the DRS of Reporters, who's up in a career best 3rd at the moment. Yeah, Jack Meir, as expected, has come into the pits for a set of soft tyres. Strategy-wise, potentially a 1 or a 2 stop is definitely the way to go. Unlike the real-life racing, we won't be expecting any safety cars or rain towards the end, as we saw today. Yeah, that was quite the eventful race in the real-life Formula 1, a track people generally consider to produce boring racing. But as somebody said on Twitter, everybody was complaining about it being a dry race, saying if you want a dry race, it's going to be fairly boring. And to be fair, it was a little bit on the boring side, unless you're a Lando Norris fan, up until the end when it became painful. Mati Peretz is out. He has spun at the exit of the second Lesmo. I believe he's probably just dropped it on the exit curb. These curbs can be very brutal, especially with the low downforce setups that you do have to run. I'm fairly sure Mati Peretz does stream, so we're going to check the streaming links. See if we can... So yeah, Mati Peretz does record his point of views. So we're going to have a look to see. Yes, there is one live. We're going to get ourselves our second replay of the day. To see if we can find out what has happened here. So Manic has passed Reporters after I've just looked away for a second there. The Reporters down to 4th, but still looking at 5th quite easily. Sorry to my friends, I can't very good with broken controller. That is extremely difficult, shall we say. So we're going to stick with this battle down the main straight, and then we're going to go to a replay And this has all died down a little bit of what happened to Mati Perez. This reporter's going to make the move to the inside, under braking, and makes the apex ahead. So Reporters is now going to try and escape and has actually pulled quite the gap on Manic. So we are going to go to our replay screen. This time we're streaming from YouTube. And this is Mati Perez into the second chicane, just on the power. A bit of a violent collision with the wall there. But pay to his evening of racing, unfortunately. But Manic is now caught up through the middle sector and is now going to be looking to reclaim that place on Reporters. To the outside of Ascari, this is going to be brave. But he is brave on the brakes and makes the apex. It was a very bold move to attempt. And one that has been pulled off beautifully. Now going to watch from Reporters to see if he can get that immediately back again when going down the main straight. Mati Perez has now left the session and Jack Mir has picked up another time penalty. Again, not the race that he would have been hoping for. So, interestingly, we're going to go and have a think about the championship standings as Reporters does go back through, but misses the apex. Can he hold on? Not quite. Manic has gone around the outside. What a move. Is this Reporters gaining now, using all of the deployment he's got remaining? Not enough to pull alongside, so it's going to have to be under braking. Not quite able to make the move. And he going to switch back through the chicane? No, Manic holds it quite nicely. So Reporters is unable to find a way through just there. Might have to save for another straight. Don't go too wide there or you pick up a warning. This corner is... the second exit of the second Lesmo is quite difficult for traction, and I've seen multiple times you'll get 2 warnings if the game doesn't particularly like you. I think Reporters might be running with a bit of wing damage. Definitely struggling for cornering performance. But of course, with Mati Perez out of the race and scoring no points, we've got second place man Hercus Monti, currently 10.8 seconds in the lead of the race on position. And he is only 8 points behind Mati Perez in the standings. And fastest lap is irrelevant in Division 2. So all he needs to do is bring it home, and he's going to be taking the lead of the championship. And actually Tibran in second place is only 1 point further behind Hercus Monti at the moment. So he only needs 9 points, which he will be getting finishing in second place. So we'll be even, as Reporters is now back through on Manic. So yes, as I was saying, Tibran will be even on points with Mati Perez, but I believe will go in front because he's won more races potentially. And then Potro is also looking to close up to Mati Perez, but is 12 points further back, so even if he wins the race, won't be able to close up on this round. It's unfortunate. Can Reporters get the move back? Because Manic is now ahead. Yes, late on the brakes. Can he make the apex? Beautiful from Reporters. Heading down into the second chicane. I don't think Manic is close enough to have a response. Barks is very helpfully put all of the standings in the chat. I was on Discord trying to figure them all out. So Tibran would go second on countback. As here we go, side by side again, these two having a brilliant battle so far into Ascari, and Manic is back ahead. We need somebody to go with a counter as to how many times... Oh, Reporters has picked up a time penalty. We need a counter for how many times these two have overtaken each other during this race. Because it's unbelievable. They're just passing each other left, right and centre. And I think Reporters is definitely lining up another move. Manic's not going to fight it. So back ahead goes Reporters. Just about making the apex. This time is Manic going to get him around the outside? Yes, he is. There's another 2 moves in 1 corner. There's a yellow flag. Is that Tibran who's had an issue? I believe it is. Now, how much damage does Tibran have from said issue? I can't tell how much he's got, if any at all. I'm not sure if Tibran streams his point of view. We're going to get a replay if we can. Tibran does stream his point of view. So let's have a look. Yes, Tibran is streaming his point of view. And his stream is not too far behind where we are, actually. So we're going to get ourselves another quick replay now that Reporters is out of the DRS of Manic. We're going to go to our YouTube replay. Oh yes, I've got to keep changing the tabs. Chrome open. Not to worry. This is what happened to Tibran going into the second chicane. Clips the first curb. Oh, but hits the orange sausage curb. That propels him wide. That's what happened to Tibran. Now Jack Mia is catching up to Pat on our live broadcast. And able to make a move into turn 1. But now with a bit of ERS, he has made the move. Is he going to make it stick? To the outside. Oh, and Pat's locked the rears and spun. Pat has got away with it, just about. Now there's a yellow flag out there. I'm not too sure. Oh, Jack Mia. He's got a 10-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. That's one of those very harsh ones. After that move, he's back down. Not the race that Jack Mia would have wanted today. Very unfortunate for him. Fortunately, we're not able to see what happened with Most and Razai. I couldn't find a stream with that on. So that's one replay we'll be won't be able to get. Not to worry. Biggest battle we've got at the moment is probably Potro trying to close in on Reporters. We're now on lap 17. There's a yellow flag in sector 1. Ah, and that is Jack Mir out of the session. The exit of the second chicane. As Hercus Monty has very nearly had a similar accident. Very lucky for our race leader to avoid something like that. Yeah, the yellow flag is just for Jack Mir. And we see we're now down to 6 drivers. I think it is going to be a case of who can keep it on the road. I believe I found Jack Mir's YouTube channel, but no stream. We'll not be able to see what happened there.